real quick, and we'll get you out of here. What do you?
Where are you going?
I thought you would want to at least get dinner. Start, right
in
now.
Las Vegas. They serve
They're
dinner all 24 hours a day.
All right, I got nowhere to be. How about you tell us when John Wooden bailed you out of jail? I was reading about that today.
Yeah, well, that was a low moment for him and a low moment in our relationship.
Okay.
One of the two lowest moments. The other was when I gave out his home phone number at a big corporate event we were doing with 25,000 people.
Oh, wow.
At Staples Center, and he looked at me, but he waited it out. He didn't change his number.
This is the phone number, okay?
The phone number, yeah. And he had one phone number. He never had a cell phone. He never had an assistant. He never had a secretary. He did everything himself. He was incredibly self-sufficient and very proud and incredibly inspirational person who made me. He was one of those guys. When I was a child, there was four people in this big umbrella over Little Billy. Mm-hmm. Little Billy from San Diego with his red hair and his freckles and his big nose and his goofy, nerdy-looking face and his horrendous speech impediment.
Rocky was one, right?
Rocky, my parents.
Okay, your two parents.
Chick Hearn.
Okay.
And John Wooden.
Okay.
That was the world that I grew up in. Mm-hmm. And then I got to develop a friendship with Chick Hearn. Mm-hmm. My parents, fabulous, greatest parents ever. Rocky, this most spectacular human being, no matter what he did, a foundational pillar of our entire community. Chick Hearn, the greatest broadcaster ever, who delivered a message of hope every single moment. And then John Wooden, who was this I'm running out of superlatives here, but this person who became an English teacher. His life changed so much, and that's, as mine has as well. I mean, I'm on Bill Walton 20.0 right now. I've had to start over from nothing 20 different times, and I've kind of figured it out how to do it again because it's happened so many times. But it's never fun, and it's never easy, but it's what life's all about, and that's another reason why I love the Pac-12, because this is the ultimate springboard to life. It's what allowed me to become who I am. I mean, I got, my dream was to go to UCLA and play for John Wooden. I knew I was going to play in the NBA. I started playing against NBA players when I was 14 years old.
Oh, wow, okay.
But we grew up in our house without a television set, and I got to see basketball on television. We had a radio and books and the newspaper, so I was following basketball from the time I was 8 until about, I'm going to say, 13, when I saw my first basketball game on television. Okay. And the first game.
Where did you see it if you didn't have a television at your house?
Down the street at my buddy's house. Okay. He had a TV.
Sure.
And I read in the newspaper that the game was going to be on TV. And it was the 1965 NCAA championship game from Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
UCLA versus Michigan.
Michigan, okay. Cassie Russell?
UCLA was the defending champion, 30-0, but they had lost Walt Hazzard.
Interesting, okay.
And so, I mean, I had known about all these guys, but only by reading about them and listening to the radio about them. And then I saw it on TV in Michigan, man. They had these big bruising dudes, man. They all looked like Isaiah Stewart, just huge, And then UCLA had all these little skinny, scrawny guys like me.
Sure.
Keith Erickson, Kenny Washington, and Gail Goodrich. And I'm watching this game, and UCLA just put on a clinic and just ran them out of the building. Michigan was undefeated and ranked number 1. They had the College Player of the Year in Cassie. But UCLA was the champion, and UCLA had John Wooden, and UCLA had Gail Goodrich. Fantastic. And Gail Goodrich that night went for a championship game record of 42 points. And I said to myself when the game was over, I said, that's what I want to do.
Wow.
That's what I want to do with my life. I want to play like that. I want to be like that. I want to play for John Wooden. I want to go to UCLA. And that dream did come true, although my dream became John Wooden's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I was his easiest recruit, and I drove the poor guy to an early grave at 99.
Yeah. Poor guy. He'd still be going. He'd be going strong.
Yeah. Well, you had to have been there. It was not
tough on him.
Well, I was tough on him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
yeah.
I failed him, and I failed everybody else.
But I read that you didn't realize it until you got to the NBA.
No,
you thought because
of
your parents and Coach Wooden.
Well, I just thought that everybody had a great childhood.
Sure.
I thought that everybody had a great life. I thought everybody had great schools and great teachers, and I thought everybody had everybody else in their life care about them.
Yep.
I never encountered anybody that didn't have my best interests at heart until I joined the NBA.
Interesting.
And